pictures to our viewers. Would you explain what we're seeing, please?
Sure. This is a before surgery shot of this nice gentleman. His problem is that he never got his lazy eye or his amblyopia treated when he was a child. So at first, when he was a child, he looked perfectly normal. And then over the years, he lost vision out of that right eye. And you can see that his right eye has drifted all the way out towards his right ear. And the unfortunate part is that we cannot bring back his vision. It's just, it's too late once you're 8, 9, or 10. The fortunate part is that we can do surgery, and this is him post-operatively. You could see that after surgery, this is probably 2 weeks after surgery, his eyes are perfectly straight, and you can see by his smile he's much happier.
Yes, he is smiling.
But again, the message I want to get out there is that you have to fix the vision early. The alignment part you can get to later, but you have to get the vision fixed early. So get your kids screened before they start kindergarten.
Okay, well said. Well, thank you, Jennifer and Marie, for sharing your experiences with our viewers. We'll be back right after this.
This is Sarah, and I'm Dr. Bruce Miller, Sarah's pediatric ophthalmologist. Who would have thought that Sarah was legally blind in her right eye? Nobody. Her eyes appear to be perfectly normal, but she was legally blind in one eye. She has amblyopia, otherwise known as lazy eye. This is when one eye does not develop good vision. Amblyopia is the #1 cause of vision loss in childhood, and if not corrected by about age 8, the vision loss is permanent. Luckily, Sarah had a vision screening which detected the amblyopia, and proper treatment returned her vision to normal. Every child should have a good vision screening before starting kindergarten. Discuss this with your pediatrician, or for a free vision screening from an eye care professional, just call the number or visit the website listed below. No child should have to grow up with amblyopia. And for Sarah, the future looks bright.
In this next segment, we have Dr. Miller along with Nancy Medlock, health science teacher from Cypress Bay High School, and 2 of her students, Ray and Winston. Thank you for joining us today. So Nancy, let's start with you. You are the health science teacher with the HOSA program. Tell us what that is.
Okay, well, Cypress Bay has been in existence for the last 6 years, and the health science program started about 4 years ago with Carol Warnock, who is the actual head of the health science department at Cypress Bay. I am one of the workers that works with her. Health Occupation Students of America, which is HOSA, has been around for about 30 years now. It's a national recognized organization where students who are interested in doing anything in the healthcare field can join our club and learn about different health related occupations, as well as community service, fundraising opportunities, and things like that.
And that's where Winston and Ray come in.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us how you met Dr. Miller.
I met Dr. Miller because my pediatrician, my 7th grade daughter needed a eye screening test prior to starting 7th grade. So her vision was not where it should have been, so he recommended me to go see this ophthalmologist, and it was Dr. Miller. So I went and saw him, and we were talking, and as we were talking, I started saying a few medical terms, because my background is in nursing, and he said, "How do you know so much about the eyes?" And I said, "Well, that's one of the careers that I teach in my class." And he said, "Well, what class is that?" And I told him I was working at Cypress Bay High School, and it was just amazing that we met that way, because he said, "Oh, I'm talking with Dr. Gettinger, who's our curriculum specialist, about doing this thing for amblyopia awareness, etc." And I said, "Amazing. We do a kickball tournament every year for a cause, and how about we do it for amblyopia?" And that's how it all started. So. And
you had maybe a personal reason for being passionate about the cause. You shared with me that you actually have amblyopia?
I do have amblyopia. As a child, I always thought that it was lazy eye because it would drift when I would get tired. So my mom took me, and I would always fail the eye tests when I went for my screenings as a kid. But they never attempted the patch, but they did little exercises for me where I could do, sit in a corner of the room. That was before all of this was known. And you can't notice it on me very well, but he didn't believe me when I asked him. When I told him, I said, "I have amblyopia." He said, "No, you don't." Because you can't tell it, just like he said in the earlier segment.
Right.
You can't tell that somebody has it just by simply looking at them. So he sat me in his chair and did the little thing. He said, "You do have amblyopia." And I said, "Yeah." Yeah,
So you had a discrepancy in your vision between the two eyes. So let's talk about this fundraiser, kickball fundraiser at Cypress Bay. And how did Ray and Winston get involved and your students in this program?
Okay, well, basically what we did is, like I said, every year we put on a kickball tournament for some organization, for a charity of some type, to raise money. Last year we did it for Autism Speaks. This year we did it for Amblyopia. And what we do, we offer it to all of the HOSA clubs in Broward County, as well as any of the clubs that are at our school. So we actually had 8 teams come out. We charge $40 per team. And they come out, and for a day of fun, we had a DJ and food and things like that, and they came out and played kickball for Amblyopia.
So Ray, what do you think of all of this as a student in the HOSA program?
I just think it's fantastic. I mean, we had a lot of fun during the kickball, and it was a great event. Everybody turned out. We placed second, so it was great.
Okay, and now you know a whole lot about Amblyopia.
Yeah, like prior to the whole, fundraiser and the discussions about amblyopia, I wasn't exactly sure what amblyopia was. I mean, I had some ideas to what lazy eye was, but doing all this, it really furthered my education on it and the awareness. I mean, I have a little brother at home who's 2.5, so after this, I would definitely encourage, like my parents to get him screened, later on, and
That's
just make sure
wonderful.
that he has good vision.
That's wonderful. And Winston, your interest in the medical field, and what do you think of all of this?
As far as the medical field goes, I really wanted to become a pharmacist, and then I do know a little bit about a whole bunch of random medical stuff just because of Miss Medlock's medical skills class. 'Cause I was with her for that. We did a lot of basic knowledge with like all the different periods, and we did do ophthalmology. So amblyopia, like I knew it was lazy eye. But what I didn't really know is that it was just the weakness and not the actual pulling of the eye towards one side or the other. As far as HOSA goes, I've always had a ball. I've been with HOSA for 2 years, and it's always been a lot of fun for me, especially the kickball tournament. I mean, we had a DJ. Like Ray said, we made our team, and our team came in second. We had food, they fed us, we danced.
So you had a great time, and
So
as a
it was
result, you
fun.
raised some money. And I understand we have a check to present
We do
for
have
the
a check to
Amblyopia
present. Yes.
cause. And this is a check to Broward Health Foundation, which is part of Amblyopia Awareness, for $819.75. And that's awesome, guys. So you had a hand in that and a share in that. And credit to you and your teacher for playing kickball for a good cause and having fun for a good cause, I would say. What do you think, Dr. Miller?
Well, no pun intended, but I'm really getting a kick out of this.
That was bad.
Because
Bad, no pun intended.
this whole amblyopia awareness campaign, it's really a grassroots effort. And once we got involved with HOSA and talking to so many of the different schools, not just Cypress Bay, but all over the county, these kids are really getting involved in educating parents, and that's what it's all about. And I think this is a first kickball tournament to raise money for amblyopia awareness. It's awesome. Thank you, guys.
I wish we had more time. We are out of time. But I'd like to thank my guests, Dr. Bruce Miller, Jennifer Beer, Marie Oakes, Nancy